Ryan Suckup of the Titans has this one teed up, and we are underway from Nissan Stadium. Taken at the goal line. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. So here's the first drive now for the Jags. And leading the charge, their lefty QB.
Every quarterback in the NFL has a little bit of his own signature style out there, but for this guy, he really plays the game in a different way. It's led to a couple double takes from us up here as we see him as something truly unique. It's not that he's just the strongest passer or the best athlete to ever play the position. He just has a certain way of seeing the action, and it allows him to make some special plays out there.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And he's going to lose a yard or two, taken down behind the line. He couldn't get rid of it. He winds up losing a yard. It's second down.
It may be cliche, but it is something that holds up over time, doesn't it? If you're the visitors, you don't want to let the crowd in the game early.
Yeah, and that's exactly what they did there. But you said also this defense, they're going to give them a lot of looks like we just saw there, aren't they?
They certainly are. They're a proud unit, and they're going to ride the momentum of this crowd with them, and that's why they got after him early.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete. Well, that's not the way you want to start. A first pass attempt and a first drop all in one.
Well, you've got plenty of time to make up for it, but obviously not the way you want to get things started. Got to shake that off and get going.
Little trouble thus far on their opening drive as they come up on a 3rd and 11. They'll look to throw. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And he'll be stopped short of the first down as they rally to tackle him at about the 28. They do get 7 out of that, but not enough to prevent a 4th down.
That's a nice design there, but sometimes, though, you get so many blockers out ahead of you, they kind of slow you down and force you to adjust. You always appreciate guys trying to help you, but maybe one less there could have turned this into a bigger game.
The Cook now on to punt as he gets this one away. It's a 44-yard punt, just 3 on the return, and it'll be Titan football. So now we'll get a look at the other offensive unit as they come out for their first possession. And they will be led out by their 6'3" quarterback.
You want to talk about a driven player, partner. This guy is absolutely that person. He doesn't just have goals in this game. He wants to be remembered among the best to play the position, and he treats every game as an audition for that. It's a lofty goal to set for yourself, but we've seen his drive lead to some impressive games from him. Perhaps another one is in store today.
They'll start on the ground here on first down. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down.
It may be only a gain of 3 yards, but that back, he deserves a lot more credit on the play. That could have easily been stopped at the line, but his vision and his determination found some space to turn it into that modest gain.
A play fake. Now Moon. Quick hitter here. It's complete. 2 yards on the pickup there. And it brings up 3rd and 5 now.
Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
3rd and 5. Moon to throw. Trying for Brown, and it's intercepted. Now he's free at the 35. And it's a huge return as he brings this all the way back down to the 15-yard line. So that changes things. You get the interception, and then to boot, a good return tacked on.
And really it was down to him versus the quarterback on the return, and that's one you would think the defender would win. But a nice job there of seeing the play all the way to the end and making the tackle by the QB.
So time to see Jacksonville again on offense for the 2nd time here in this game. Following the interception, they're set up nicely here, already inside the red zone, knocking on the door, if you will. 1st and 10. Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. They'll try and start this drive in the air. It's caught. Smith. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and that's going to bring up 2nd down.
One of the feature points of the in route is being able to make a nice throw to the middle part of the field. And for a quarterback, that's one of the better throws and better looks that he'll get. But he has to be careful not to wait too long and let his receiver wander into some tough territory. If he's late with the ball, he can get his receiver hit and hit hard.
2nd and 3. And he's going to be dropped. Back at the 15-yard line. The corner blitz gets there as he goes down for a loss of 7. Tell you what, he did not have much time there to scan the field before he was ducking and covering.
Did it appear to you, as it did to me, that the defensive front won their play really quickly? Meaning the guys in front of him had almost no chance to block him. They were on him in a hurry.
Able to find the open man. That's complete. It's so close. He gets it to the 1. Out of bounds right there. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
That's a sharp throw right there on 3rd down. They're looking to get the first points of the game, and they certainly don't want to be on a field goal. So that's a nice job to get the hook up and set up a 1st and goal.
Taylor will score. Touchdown, Jacksonville. Everybody in the stadium knew what they were going to do right there, CD. 3 tight ends on the field, all that extra bulk, and they run it in.
And you saw where that one went, right? You run it over your best blocker. I can just see the head coach right now. I want to run this one over the big boy. And they got it done.
Extra point attempt to follow here. And this is up and good. The score now 7-0 Jaguars. A drive there of just 4 plays. And it ends with a 1-yard touchdown run. Here's the Jaguar kick team now as they run up and send this one away. This fielded right at the goal line. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. The Titans coming back onto the field for their 2nd drive. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, wound up leading to a touchdown the other way. How do you approach drive number 2?
Going back to your game plan coming in, everyone has matchups that they like better than others. Where they think they have an advantage, dial up some of those plays. Try and go to those spots and get your offense moving.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. That one almost intercepted, but it's incomplete. Not a good throw there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Well, nearly another interception there. That would have been 2 drives in a row with a pick. He's got to start taking care of the ball way better than what we're seeing. Interestingly,
that throw was probably worse than the one he threw the interception on last drive, but fell incomplete. Jaguar pressure and a Jaguar sack. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. Well, it was 2nd long. Now it's 3rd and even longer. They're going in the wrong direction here.
Because they're moving them exactly the way they want to, but you're exactly right. Definitely going in the wrong direction for the offensive guys.
Now 3rd down and very long. Boom. He throws it on the move, but can't connect as that falls incomplete.
2 drives won't tell the story of this game, but you absolutely have to like how this defense has played thus far. They have yet to allow this offense to get untracked in this one.
On now is the Titans punter, as his first punt will come from inside his own end zone. Let's take it inside his own 40. It's a 49-yard punt, but subtract 9 there for the return. And the Jaguars go on offense, 1st down and 10. Jacksonville back on offense and ready to take over. They've got a 7-0 lead in the football as well as they start out 1st and 10. They'll look to throw here. He finds Taylor, complete. And he'll go down inside the 45 before going out of bounds. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And they'll have a 2nd and 1 forthcoming. Up the middle, here's Taylor. And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
And Brandon, you know that expression? He just does what he does. It sounds trite, doesn't it? But in this case, it's perfectly apt. This is one of the better runners in the NFL. And all he does is just find avenues, find ways to pick up key first downs and big runs.
Here's a fake on the jet sweep, and instead a give to Taylor. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
That's a good play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. Held him to a gain of 2. And that changes the playbook a little bit now for the guy calling plays. 2nd and 8. Now he's got to probably think about going to the air instead of maybe staying with the ground game.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. This is Smith with a grab. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Titans' 15-yard line. A good pickup there of 20 yards.
Partner, this is one of the best routes anyone can have in their offensive playbook. Tough to defend because you think it's a go route, and then he breaks it back on the comeback. There's one other thing you need as well.
A well-thrown ball?
Exactly right. You have a guy who has some precision in throwing the football because of the timing of the route.
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. Complete. This is Lewis. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch, and that will bring up 2nd down.
Such a tough position to defend near the line, even when you add a second defender, but the big man shrugged off the extra body and made the play call a success.
Ball sits on the 10, 2nd and 5. Looking to throw. Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away. I don't want to blow it too out of proportion, but maybe circle this play because if they get the stop and hold him to a field goal here, that's a pretty good job. They're already down on the scoreboard.
A stop now would be vital for them because it could save them from having to do it multiple times later in the game in order to either get back into it or maybe have a chance to win.
Again, he'll drop to throw. And he's not able to get away. Sacked back at the 22. He could not get away that time, and it'll be a loss of 11 on 3rd down.
Well, it's about how teams are so competitively matched, and you just want to make those plays that give you an advantage. How about right here? The difference between letting them score a touchdown versus holding them to a field goal, that's absolutely huge with the play he just made.
And you know he hated taking the loss there on 3rd down. Now a field goal try coming up here for the Jags. And this a 39-yard attempt. And his kick is indeed good, and that will extend their lead even further. So chalk that down as an 8-play drive capped with a field goal.
Yeah, as a friend of mine used to say, they were moving and grooving for a while, but they couldn't keep the momentum going enough to get a touchdown out of it.
So after the made field goal, 10-0 here early as the kick's away. Taking it about the 1. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped it to 23-yard line. Here's Tennessee ready to begin this drive offensively. Not only are they in search of their first score, they're in search of their first down in this ball game as they come up 1st and 10. Now Moon. That one complete to Hill. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. That'll be a pickup of 10 as they try to recover from this 10-point deficit.
You can almost hear the sigh of relief coming from their sideline and from their point on the field, because this has been a tough start for them thus far. A much-needed first down there. They needed something good to happen. Plays like that will continue to help them dig out of this hole.
A first down run, good for about 3. 2nd and 7 coming up.
Look, all any running back wants is a little bit of room, a little bit of space in order to maneuver. But he also understands how difficult it is for his offensive line up front. So if they give him any space, he realizes his job to make more out of it than what they give him. Picks up 3 on that carry.
Play action. It's Moon. Throw left side complete. That's Mason. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 18 yards on his first catch of the game. It's a first down.
That's his first catch of the game, and an impressive one against multiple defenders.
And how about that start? Really aggressive. Yeah, there was double coverage out there, but that didn't stop them at all. They went right at it and defeated it on that play.
It's a short one here, complete to his tight end.
Got to give credit where it's due. Really nice defense on that play. The pitch and catch was successful, but not any run after it.
2nd down at 6 now from the 42.
A give, running left is Campbell. And he's taken down inside the 30. That one good for a pickup of 15 for Tennessee. When you're down early, how do you get back in the game, maybe establish the run? I think they're trying to do that.
Now, I'm with you on that one, and what I like about the message is that there's no panic from the head coach. He's already told his offensive coordinator, let's run the football, let's get things settled down a little bit and find our way back into this game.
Now a first down throw, Moon. Looking middle, and that's complete. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down. They'll hand this to Campbell, running right. And he'll get about 3 just outside the 10, stopped at the 11.
And they'll come up 2nd and 7.
Again, they run with Campbell. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive.
Watching that play unfold and watching him complete it brought back memories of doing all those pursuit drills to make sure you don't over-pursue and let a guy get a cutback lane on you. He did that very well.
You praised him on tape yesterday for the angles that he takes to the ball. Took a great angle right there. Got a man, and it's taken in for a Titans touchdown. From 10 yards out, and the Titans have cut it back within a score. Well, that's about as quick of a passing touchdown as you'll ever see right there.
Everyone has a section in their playbook called the quick game. That was a super quick game. Out of the hands of the thrower, bam, right to the receiver, successfully for a touchdown.
How in-depth is that quick game part of the playbook?
It's pretty in-depth because people want the ball in the hands of the quarterback into the playmaker's hands downfield as fast as possible. There are a lot of plays, a lot of options involved with that.
Extra point put through by Suckup, and that'll cut it to 3 at 10-7. Now it's Ryan Suckup on after the touchdown to kick it away.
From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. And the decision to bring it out, not a good one, as he's tackled at the 15. Jaguars offense ready to set up shop here again.
And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6. And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
We've seen some good pressure defensively already here in the first quarter. Here's another good example.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down.
On the counter, it's Taylor.
And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line. The Jags picking up the first down there, a gain of 12.
He's settling in nicely here in the first quarter running the football. Remember, he already has the touchdown run.
And you can feel the vibe, can't you? He's in unison with his offensive front. They are in concert together. So if you're flipping over to the other side of the line of scrimmage, they've got to be more physical and handle some of these gaps that have been created.
And now the throw here is incomplete, and with that, we come to the end of the first quarter of play. 10-7 our score after 1 right here on EA Sports. The Jags with the football to begin the second quarter as they've got it with a 2nd and 10.
They're going to look to throw.
They'll set up the screen to Taylor.
5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5.
Boy, that one was well read defensively. And this is all about diagnosis as a safety and being decisive because he saw it setting up in front of him, able to knife through there and make the play.
The offense on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5.
Back to throw.
And that is incomplete. But the pressure there on 3rd down, forcing the errant pass. 4th down coming up.
Well, we've seen him catch a few passes out of the backfield in the first half, unable to connect on that one.
Certainly seems like getting him the ball out of the passing game, though, is part of their game plan.
It certainly is because he catches it well, creates a mismatch. You're going to cover him with a linebacker, a corner, a safety. They feel like he can win every battle.
So possession goes over here on the punt.
And they will take over 1st and 10.
Now here's the signal caller getting ready to lead this offense again. Charles, it's the second quarter. Your team's losing. You're not playing well as the quarterback. But like I said, it's the second quarter. So how worried right now are you?
You're concerned, but you're not panicked because you know there's still an opportunity. No one's excited about his stat line right now. 1 touchdown pass. Okay, that's cool. But he's throwing an interception as well. Can he eliminate the mistakes and keep making the positive plays, the good plays? That's what they're looking for from him.
Time to find out if he can do just that.
That's a nice throw there, and he's obviously feeling pretty good because remember, he had a touchdown pass on the last drive, and here he comes out throwing again, and they wind up getting good yardage and a first down right out of the gate.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. They'll run up the middle with Campbell. And he'll be taken down right around the 34 after a pickup of only a yard.
Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left him no space to try and run. A really nice job swarming to the ball carrier.
On 2nd down, here's Moon. Oh, he'll want that one back. Incomplete. He doesn't drop too many in that department. 3rd down.
We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is, that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. Here's Moon. Now a screen set up for Johnson.
And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. Got what they needed there. The drive continues with a 9-yard pickup.
Let's give a little credit there. The offensive play caller sensed that the screen pass was available. Whenever you're getting a lot of heavy pressure towards your quarterback, that's when you're thinking about running the screen and using that pressure against the defense. And it worked very well there for a first down.
And he'll be taken down at about the 45.
Sometimes you're aligned perfectly and the play comes to you, and sometimes you got to cover some ground to go make the play, as we just saw there.
We saw a great example of perseverance right there on that play.
Got to be careful. They might want to throw one over his head as this game progresses.
Ball spotted at the 45. Here's second down and 8.
They go up the middle with Campbell. And he'll be taken down just shy of midfield after a gain of about 4.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
Here's the 7th play of this drive. This is 3rd and 4. Out of the gun, it's Moon. Over the middle, and there's a diving catch. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Jaguars' 38-yard line. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks.
Every guy that plays this game has plenty of people around him that are concerned for his health and well-being. He had no regard for his body on that catch at all, did he?
Middle of the field, diving to grab it? No, he didn't. On first down, it's Moon. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he's brought down at the 34. Call it a gain of 4.
I know the halftime's approaching, but I don't think he's going to want to take a break. That's his 5th catch.
Yeah, they've really been targeting the tight end.
Line of scrimmage, the 24. This is 2nd and 6.
Slot man moves right.
They'll fake it on the jet sweep, and instead a handoff up the middle.
And he is close to a first down as he's tackled at the Jaguars' 29. It's a 5-yard gain, but they'll still be a yard short here with 3rd down now looming.
I really like the vision he displayed on that play because he saw there wasn't a lane to completely break off a huge gain. So he found where there was the most space and got what he could. A nice dirty run that's a positive play for the offense.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete.
As a defensive back, you have some weapons at your disposal that we don't often talk about, and you can read the receiver's eyes, you can read his hands, and you know that the arrival of the ball is imminent, and that allows you to make a play on it and oftentimes knock it away.
Succop's kick is good, and that will knot us up at 10. So it's 4th and 1. They wind up taking the 3. I'm not sure that offensive unit, judging by the sideline, Charles, was in 100% agreement with the decision.
No, not at all. But the head coach has final call on this. We know that. But let's face it, offenses want to feel like, hey, you believe in us? Let us go for it. We'll see if that is a problem for them moving forward in this game.
All level now at 10 apiece as the kick's away.
And he won't quite make it to the 25.
And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go.
Over on the sideline, hoping to hit that reset button between possessions. Last time out, they had to punt it away. This time hoping to finish this thing off in the end zone. They'll run with Taylor to begin the drive.
Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through, but that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. The play action fake. They'll look to throw. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
Oh, and one of the linemen on the other side has got it.
And good field position coming up here. The football at the 12-yard line. So the coach putting the blitz on, and remember, that coach, former defender in this league, he loves this.
Yeah, they love to see it happen because I think they just have that flashback about when they were playing, right? That's what we were taught. That's what we did. And they've used that same impact with their own teams and do the same type of teaching.
From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10.
Following the fumble recovery, Moon. And this is incomplete.
And to put it mildly, this is a tough spot defensively. They have to come right back out and defend their red zone. But how about that good first step towards forcing them to settle for at least 3 points? I think they're also thinking bigger right now. Imagine being able to stop them totally and change the momentum.
On the handoff, here's Campbell. And he'll be dropped at about the 11 after only a yard.
That's a really good job right there. Just kept stringing that play out, pushing further and further towards the sideline. Really good fundamentals by that defense.
He was trying to put his foot in the ground and turn upfield. He just couldn't.
No, they really had a picket fence in front of him. No room to find to get upfield.
To throw, Moon. And this is going to be incomplete.
You can tell they wanted to get that ball downfield, but they had nothing working in the secondary, so he dropped it off to the running back. That one ended up incomplete.
Here's Ryan Suckup for the Titan field goal. From the right hash, and this one just a chippy. Suckup's kick is good. And they will take the lead at 13-10.
So golden field position there squandered as they can muster only a field goal.
Yeah, you were gifted a first-and-goal situation, but I have to give credit to the defense. They were brought out in a really tough situation, so give them credit for holding them to 3. That's a pretty nice accomplishment.
Suckup now set to kick it off following the made field goal.
This taken in at the goal line. And he returns this to the 22.
Here comes the Jaguars offense as they get set to go again. And last time they coughed it up, led to a field goal. They're fortunate that it only led to a field goal, but still, they're not happy about it.
Could you sense the relief, though, when they only gave up the field goal? And they were able to trot back out on the field and start this drive. A little more pep in their step because they didn't cost their team a touchdown. But they know they've got to do it a lot better than they did on the last possession.
The coach will just be relieved, though, if they recoup with a score here, right?
I think the coach will be ecstatic to see them pick themselves back up and now taking downfield, punching the end zone without turning it over.
And this will go as a gain of 7 as he gets it to the 30-yard line.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
And the Titan defense steps up here, and down he goes. It'll go in the books as a 7-yard loss on the sack, and it's third down.
Well, Charles, this has been something to watch so far. This is where you really feel for a quarterback. He's been running for his life in this first half.
Brandon, that's 5 sacks already, so you know he's got to be saying, can we get some more guys in here to block, please? Because if we don't, we're going to need another quarterback.
Now throwing on third down there, but he cannot connect.
Well, how about the coverage we just saw him break out on third down? Dime defense, blanketed the field with extra defensive backs and speed. Unable to find an open hole to complete that pass.
On fourth down, on is Logan Cook to punt. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. Here's Jackson. The quick feet by Jackson.
A very nice punt that time, but they get 11 back on the return. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
And here comes Tennessee as they get set to take the field. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get it. There he goes, left side. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. That will go for 37 yards.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
So the big play gets them all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. They'll give to the big man, Campbell. And he'll fight forward maybe to the line of scrimmage, but that's all. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down.
Defensively, though, they had a chance there to hit him for a loss. Couldn't get it done.
Looked like someone was able to knife into the backfield, but he wasn't able to get him down. But his compatriots, they were able to grab him at the line of scrimmage and not let him get any further downfield.
And it's caught. And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. Last play, they got stuffed at the line. Different story here, over 20 yards.
I think he has to be saying to himself, how did that not wind up a touchdown? Remember, you just need the tip of the ball to cross the plane. It's not going to get there, but they're going to be set up in great shape with 1st and goal.
Henry will take this into the end zone for a Titans touchdown. So the toss play effective, even down here near the goal line.
Yeah, and you're hoping the defense commits too many men to stop the run in the middle of the field and that your blockers can gain a little bit of an advantage. And when they do, foot race to the pylon, and this time, he had the speed to win that race.
Extra point try now for Succop. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. Just a 4-play drive that time. And it ends with a 1-yard touchdown run. Now it's Ryan Succop on after the touchdown to kick it away. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21. The Jags offense now gets set and heads back onto the field. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here.
Now that was an excellent run. And when you see that happen, that's when you're seeing guys doing their job and then some people doing a little bit more. Offensive linemen and tight ends, they're expected to block. But the wide receivers, all they want to do is catch passes. So when they block on a big-time running play and create extra space, you've kind of hit the jackpot there.
They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down. Running straight ahead, Taylor. And he'll get this up to about the 40.
A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6.
That was a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
The throw on the quick slant going to be complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. They'll look to throw here on first down. Pressure comes, and the Titans able to bring him down. The sack recorded. It's a loss of 5, and now it's second down.
I'm starting to wonder if this offensive line just simply doesn't like him. I mean, they've given up 6 sacks in this game. He's had nowhere to go, nowhere to run, and obviously nowhere to hide.
And all those sacks in the first half, this is just complete domination. Meanwhile, the throw here is complete, and he's out of bounds as he gets this down to the 45. And the line to gain here is the 37 on third down. They'll set up to throw. And that is incomplete. Here's Logan Cook now to punt this one away. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. And this will be out of bounds at the what here? The 12-yard line. Out come the Titans now. And with still more than a minute to go in the half, time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You could never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity.
On 1st and 10, Moon. And it's incomplete. Boy, he doesn't drop many like that one. Second down.
So much of this game is focus and concentration. And whenever I see guys running the in route, I know that in the back of their mind, they're always wondering who's lurking inside that might put a big hit on them as they try and catch the ball.
To throw on second down, Moon. Over the middle here to Brown. And he's brought down, but not before they get it across the 20-yard line. 11 yards for number 11. Moon to throw. This will be caught once again by Brown. The Titans going to use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Now Moon. A quick slant to Hill. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
Some think that teams really won't throw a slant route unless you have a receiver that has a lot of stature to him. But sometimes the little guys, they get lost in there. People can't really locate them, and they run that quick cut on the slant, and oftentimes they can turn it into big plays.
Moon. Catch made here by Campbell. Now Tennessee going to use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half. Now Moon. And it's incomplete. Boy, he doesn't drop many like that one. Second down.
Right up to that point, I was about to say he's had a pretty good half catching the football, but let's just be honest about it. He should have caught that one.
And he knows that. That was one right in his breadbasket and one he normally catches. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. From the gun, here's Moon. And that is incomplete. 16 seconds now on the clock. He was waving his arms, wanted the football, but he dropped it. And that reminds me of a story you told me from your days at Tennessee. We don't need to mention the other guy's name, but when he dropped an open pass that you blew coverage on, what'd you say to him?
Yeah, it's really not right since I blew coverage, but since he dropped the pass, I said, well, maybe next time he'll just walk it out here and hand it to you. Would that be easier? He wasn't real thrilled with that.
That's cold-blooded. Cold-blooded. Now yet another incompletion here as they fail to connect on third.
That might be the third down stop that they needed because they've had a lot of trouble slowing down this offense in the first half. This might be their opportunity to get off the field.
On now is the Titans punter as he'll punt it away for the second time. And that ball's going to angle out at the 3-yard line. A beauty.
That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
From that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And only 6 seconds on the clock, so time likely for just one play. And an anxious moment or two there, but they do get him down. So we've reached halftime here in Nashville, the Music City, with the Titans out in front. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. Welcome, everyone, to our brand new studios here in downtown Orlando in the EA Sports Halftime Report. We were certainly treated to an entertaining first half. Both these teams with some high points and maybe a couple of low points as well. So it's going to be a question of who can be the most disciplined team going forward.
The Titans hold the lead, and they'll get the football first as the third quarter gets underway. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Out come the Titans now. They'll have it first on offense to start the third. And Charles, they've got the lead. Put your coaching hat on here now. What's the game plan for the second half?
I think getting the running game going a little bit more, because I thought in the first half they didn't get it moving the way that they would like. They had success throwing it, but I think these first couple of drives, they'll want to get those running backs going and give them more opportunities, and I will guarantee you that those guys were lobbying for them in the locker room at halftime.
Now a first down throw, Moon. And he's got his favorite target yet again. It's complete. Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first.
It's a well-designed play here. 3 wide receivers in the formation. They'll run deep routes to put pressure on the safeties, and then they let their tight end cut his route off a little shorter and work toward the middle of the field. That's a difficult route to try to defend.
A first down carry here for Johnson. And he'll run straight into a wall of tacklers at the line of scrimmage. It's second down.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Mason. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 2 catches in the first half. Now he's got a third here, and it's good for a first.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the third quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
Now here's a pass on first down that's knocked away and incomplete.
Certainly looked like someone was very confident in his ability to fit that one in. I would say he was overconfident because there wasn't a whole lot of separation there. Had that one covered pretty well downfield and knocked it away.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Operating from the gun. Moon. And he's unable to hold on to that defensively. A potential game changer, but it falls incomplete.
And that could have been the lifeline they needed. This is a play that could have been made. Instead, it's just going to fall incomplete.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. They'll look to throw again. And he'll just toss it away. So he throws it away, and that brings up 4th down.
The frustration evident there because he couldn't find anyone on 3rd down, and he left no doubt that he was throwing that one away.
On now is the Titans punter as he's on to kick it away. Averaging 50 yards a boot so far as this one's away. And there's a work of art right there. Out of bounds at the 2-yard line. Here comes the Jags offense now. Time for their first possession of half number 2.
And their defense did its job by forcing the punt to start things out. And now, Charles, can the offense get in gear?
I think, partner, you can sense them saying, okay, the first half was theirs, but now let's get the momentum back on our side. We forced a punt. Now let's go downfield and score. If we do that, we'll be set up well for this second half.
A carry by Taylor to start the drive.
And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down.
We talk about setting a tone or beginning a drive. That run was absolutely textbook. I'm telling you, partner, now they're not just thinking about an easy drive. They're thinking about maybe taking it downfield.
Yeah, started at their 2. Now they've got a heavy amount of breathing room. 2nd and 2. Oh, he'll want that one back. Incomplete. He doesn't drop too many in that department. 3rd down.
But plain and simple, that's the 2nd time today that he's dropped a pass.
And that one, I think, maybe even a little easier than the earlier one that he dropped. Surprising.
Was this game announced as a night game prior to, and maybe his rhythm was just off? He's got thrown off. He's got to wake up, enjoy the sunshine, and go play.
And now the 3rd down throw incomplete as well.
Oh, I thought he had that one, and that was nearly a big 3rd down conversion to give this drive some life. Instead, they're on the spot and help separate the receiver from the ball.
Here's Logan Cook now as he's on for the 5th time here today. Fair catch taken just inside the 40-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt. And out will come the offense as they take over.
Here's Tennessee ready to begin this drive offensively.
And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team. Right now what you're looking for is, can you gain an advantage in field position? And that's what both teams are seeking right now.
Yeah, they'll be seeking to gain that advantage here on this drive. And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete.
Anytime a ball's thrown in the middle of the field and it's popped up in the air, I expect someone to catch. It doesn't matter whether it's offense or defense, because there's usually a great amount of bodies in that part of the field. In this case, no one came up with it.
They work again from the 38 on 2nd and 10. Here's Moon. Man open left side is Brown. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. 11 yards for number 11.
To win any route, you've got to break down the defender, and that's exactly what happened here on this really nicely executed curl route.
Here's a fake on the jet sweep, and instead a give up the middle.
And despite a nice juke there, really good move, he only gets about a yard, and it brings up second down.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
Ball right on the 50-yard line. Here's a second down and 9.
Play action. It's Moon. This is caught. It's Brown. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. That one good for 26 and a first down.
And as a quarterback, you always want to exploit gaps in the defense, and he finds one here. Crossing route, working from right to left across the field. And once you get defenders going in the wrong direction, it is awfully hard for them to pivot back, and you end up getting the first down.
Throwing quickly, that's caught by Brown out wide. Short completion, just 4 yards, and it'll be second down.
Let's go, baby. Let's get some.
They'll run with a big man, Campbell. Give him 4 on the carry, and it'll make this a third and about 2. Looking to throw. Moon. That is caught. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. 4 yards on the pickup, good enough to extend the drive.
And that one was a lot of fun right there because that was the game within the game. 3rd and short, blitz was on. What's the key for the quarterback? Get out of your hands in a hurry. And that was a quick little completion. Got the job done for a first down.
On first down, it's Moon. And it's incomplete. Boy, he doesn't drop many like that one. Second down.
Well, pardon me, the hit sure looks like a simple route, but I think the issue with it is a lot of time when you're making that play, you're actually working your way back inside towards traffic where the big guys are coming from inside out, whether it's defensive ends or linebackers. And a lot of the time, instead of securing the pass, your eyes might stray towards the middle and wonder where the big hit's going to come from.
On target over the middle of the hill. Down to the 6-yard line on a pickup of 6 as he gets halfway to the goal line. This now a 3rd and 4. To throw, Moon. Oh, he tried to fit it in on the slant, and it's intercepted. And the Jags are going to take possession here at their own 6-yard line. So a potential momentum shifter there, working with a 2-score lead, 3rd quarter, but that, not the smartest of throws.
I would agree with you on that one because this game is still very much in the balance. It felt pretty one-sided to this point, but now, if these guys can turn this turnover into points, things could start getting a little more interesting.
The Jaguars back with it on offense. They got the ball now following a big play, keeping the other guys out of the end zone. Now they'll start deep in their own territory, 1st and 10.
They'll come out throwing here on 1st down. He finds Hearns left side. And he'll go out of bounds after getting this across the 15. A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick 1st down.
And that's one of the better plays we've seen this offense put together so far. They haven't been able to get on track much at all. But listen, they're only down a couple of scores with the rest of this quarter, and the entire 4th remaining, so stranger things have happened.
Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. He'll drop to throw. Complete. This is Lewis. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up.
And let's face it, you can put any Halloween costume on him. You're not going to be able to disguise him because for a tight end of his size, difficult to sneak him anywhere, but that's what they tried to do. Lined up on his right, tried to work his way back to his left, but just a minimal gain as the defense was able to react quickly.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And able to get this across the 20 before going out of bounds. He did his best to just get 4 out of that, but not enough. And now 4th down.
Good reactions there defensively. That screen was a little slow in developing, and they shut that one down with little gain.
Here's Logan Cook now as they're forced to kick for the 6th time today. $51 yards on the punt there. And the Titans getting set to go. And both of these defenses have been stifling these last few drives offensively. Just not able to get anything going. So what needs to change?
I think a lot of the guys will go back and review, so to speak, because everyone has someone assigned to how did each play work. Okay, what did we use that kind of worked for us during this game? Try and get back to some of those plays, as well as the possibility of showing something you haven't shown already in this game and trying to change things up.
We'll see if they take the advice of Mr. Davis. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness, he's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Here's Campbell. And he's brought down at the 24 after a gain of 4.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time and making it work.
They'll see about converting this 3rd and 8. Boone to throw. He had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete.
Whether that's a little grabbing, a little hand fighting, by any means necessary on 3rd down, he was able to get the job done in the secondary and swat that one away.
On now is the Titans punter as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. Fair catch called for and made right at the 25-yard line. Here comes the Jaguars offense as they get set here. The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy?
First and 10, Taylor now. He'll get a yard, that's all, as they get him down at the 28.
Defenses always talk about earning the right to rush the passer on 3rd down, and you know what offenses want? Win 1st down so they can set things up for themselves better.
And that wasn't helpful there. Not a big impact on 1st down. Ball on the 28-yard line. Here's a 2nd and 9. He'll look to throw. Caught right side. It's Lewis. And he gets this up to the 34 out of bounds there. Well, that's always a good place to throw it just because he's one of the biggest targets not only on this team but in the National Football League.
And you and I both know the quarterbacks love these large-body tight ends, and why not? Nowadays, they're really wide receivers who are just taller and have a little bit more weight. These guys catch the football, make big plays downfield. In the old days, we wanted them to block. Now coaches want them to catch the football first. Maybe a little frustration starting to creep in. The offensive line hasn't done a great job of protecting him in this game, and there he was, hit again as he threw it.
Yeah, another time on his backside, probably starting to get a little frustrated.
Got to keep his composure. Can't let the defense know that they're getting to him.
Cook now on to punt as he gets this one away. And the fair catch is taken at about the 13-yard line here. And here comes Tennessee as they get set to take the field. This crew had to punt last time they had the ball, but when you've got a lead like this, you can attempt to play the field position game.
You are to an extent, especially if you like your defense, because you have the lead, you've been controlling the game. But why put them in a tougher spot? You want to get out there and get something done on offense and maybe take command of this game yourself.
They'll start on the ground here on first down. And brought down, but not before reaching the 25. 58 yards rushing for him now as he's carried it 16 times. Interior of that line blocked really well on that run, but also the two tight ends, they blocked well too.
Not only have they scouted the line of scrimmage, with their agility, they can get upfield and hit moving targets like linebackers, defensive backs. They do a really good job helping out in the running game.
On first and 10, Moon. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down.
He did an okay job of absorbing the hit, just couldn't secure the football through the catch.
And he was right there on the spot and forced the incompletion. That's something defenders work on all the time. If you're there, make the contact, but continue to work your way through the receiver so that you can't possess the football and turn it into a catch.
The throw over the middle, taken in. And he'll have it past midfield, almost to the 40 before being taken down. It's a gain of 34.
Another big play right there, and this is where, as an offense, you can really put the hammer down. You've got a double-digit lead, but those other guys, they've been hanging around. A touchdown here could put this game out of reach, and that's a strong step towards getting it done.
So the big play gets him across midfield now for first and 10. Up the middle, Johnson.
On a nice burst there as he'll take this inside the 30 to the 28-yard line.
12 more yards there and another first down.
They're making it look easy out there. Another first down. So far on this drive, let me do this little bit of math here. 4 plays, 3 first downs.
That's a pretty good recipe for success. A play fake. Now Moon. Looking left side, and he's got him in. That's Mason. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. Another nice gain, 16 yards there, and a first down again. And with that last play, he's now up over that 300-yard mark.
And in today's NFL, it almost feels routine. And I hate that when you talk about a 300-yard passing game. To me, 300 yards still signifies excellence, and he's achieved that in this performance.
And he will score. Touchdown, Titans. A 13-yard touchdown run. And his guy's now an extra point away from taking a 3-score lead.
That drive that really increased their cushion felt very military to me. Very precise, methodical, as one of the words you've taught me. And they just got it done.
And slowly but surely now starting to pull away a little bit. Things looking good for them here in the third quarter.
Not only pulling away, but you mentioned that slowly but surely. You also drain clock, too, with a drive like that. So you really give yourself an advantage.
Now it's Ryan Suckup on after the touchdown to kick it away.
And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback.
Out comes the Jacksonville offense as they get set to take over here. And right now these guys, they're shuffling a little bit, maybe doubting, because 3 straight drives have ended with them punting the football away.
Yeah, so you start pointing fingers at each other a little bit, asking a lot of questions. What are you seeing? What are you getting? Maybe trying to narrow down your playbook a little bit and maybe get simpler rather than more complex in order to try and fashion together a drive.
They'll start this drive out on the ground. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3.
If they want to start getting back into this game, it behooves them to get better on first down.
Yeah, certainly not what they were looking for there out of the opening play of this drive. Here's 2nd and 7. They run once more with Taylor. A 1-yard gain there following the 3-yard pickup on first down. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his 3rd down play as we've played 3 quarters. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Nashville. And this offense on 3rd down today, a very anemic, 1 for 9 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6. On the draw is Taylor. No gain there on the play, and that's going to leave him with a 4th down. This run defense has been pretty stout all game long. Now you're here in the 4th quarter. Should rely more on the passing attack.
I don't think you have any choice, and I don't think you have to dress it up at all either. Throughout the first 3 quarters, you're still trying to convince the defense that you may run the football. That's out the window right now. Protect, let your quarterback operate, and try and find some targets in the open field downfield.
Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th. 4th down, trailing in the 4th quarter. They felt compelled to go for it, and they got it.
Well, I'd look down at my play sheet, and what I would find, plays that have been successful throughout the game that have worked at the distance you need, and that's exactly what they got done.
Now this is going to be a quarterback draw. And he'll take this up over the 40 to about the 41. 2 yards the gain on the keeper, and it's 2nd down.
Anytime you decide to use your quarterback as a runner, most of the time when you design a play, you're expected to break a little bit bigger than this one, because when you run him on short gains, your risk reward and him taking hits, I'm not sure that's the payoff they were looking for.
On 2nd down, it's Taylor. And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. 57 yards rushing for him now as he's carried it 13 times.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. And I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the 4th quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down 4th quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
Not too many offenses want to turn down long drives, but when you're down what they are, they've got to pay it off with some points.
Ball placed at the 45 for 2nd and 5. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. A throw left sideline falls incomplete.
Not sure what you're thinking here, partner, but I believe the officials have done a nice job here getting together and then coming out and indicating that there was a receiver in the area.
Absolutely, and he was in the area. Correct call made, no grounding. They'll break the huddle and come up on the 9th play of this drive, needing 5 yards on 3rd down. Now back to throw. Now they go screen. It's complete. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. 16 yards that time on the pickup for the Jags and a first down. A 3-score game here late. You can probably rule out the comeback, but certainly some kind of a moral victory to be had if they can get a few more points to close things out. And to that end, a nice pass play there to push things downfield.
Yeah, and we know in this league, a loss is a loss, and no one wants anything to count as a moral victory or, boy, something that feels a little bit cheap. But if they trim that lead down to just 2 scores, that's still a benefit to this squad.
This is Smith with the ground. And they move this all the way down to the 9. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20. Defensively here, you've got the cushion, but back-to-back pretty big pass plays there. Bend but don't break, but are they bending too much?
I think that they are. To me, it'd be like playing basketball, and you put up a token press. make sure you get up there and make them eat up some time. Make it a little bit of resistance so they can't just run it right down your throat.
This will be caught at about the 6. And they'll get this from the 8 to the 5. Pickup of 3.
One of the selling points of the in route is it gives the quarterback a really nice sight line to his receiver and almost on a direct shot able to throw the ball into the middle of the field and have a great chance of success as they did on that play.
Again, he'll drop to throw. Another pass attempt, another incompletion, and they're just a little over 100 yards passing here in this game, so defensively, pretty good job.
Definitely, because they were never really able to get the ball in the hands of their playmakers, so a lot of credit to the defensive game plan and especially the execution.
This likely a must-have, 3rd and goal. Back to throw again. Got his man, it's caught. Touchdown, Jaguars. A 5-yard touchdown. And the Jaguars have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th. So a little bit of a letdown there defensively. I mean, look, you're still 2 scores to the good, CD, but things may be a little more uncomfortable than they had hoped.
Yeah, if you'd kept them out of the end zone there, this game's over. You've locked the door on them. Instead, it's still open a little bit, and they've got a puncher's chance.
Point after try forthcoming. And the lead is trimmed down to 10. So that drive spans 13 plays, and it culminates in a Jags touchdown. So the lead back down to 10 as things get a little more interesting, and the kick is away. And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25. Tennessee offense set to go again. Now, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this 4th quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
Now a first down throw, Moon. He's got Mason complete. A gain of 8 there on the play. And that'll bring up a 2nd down and just a couple. They like going to him in the slot. He catches another one.
I think this comes under the heading of until they stop him, why not go back to it? He has something going really well. Great working relationship with the guy throwing the ball, and they keep making the connection.
They'll hand this to Campbell, running right. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. 4 yards the pickup, first down. And I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely, you want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
Now Moon. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
Yes, sir. How about an attaboy there on first down? Got his hand in and knocked it away.
Here's 2nd and 10. Now Moon. It's complete to Brown, right side. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. Moon. Oh, this will be incomplete. The rush gets home just as he was letting that go. That could have been worse. Instead, it's 4th down. Critical play in this football game, because if they pick up the first there, that clock keeps rolling.
Has to be a little frustrating for them because they know If they pick up a first down there and continue to eat away at the clock, really increases their chances of closing this one out. Now they're likely going to have to give the football up and sweat it out on the sideline.
And this one hits at the 1, continues on into the end zone for a touchback. Out comes the Jaguar offense now as they get set to take over. Well, still a long way to go, but trending upward. They scored the last time out, you remember. Then their defense forced the punt. Now they try to inch closer, but still ultimately down 2 scores in the final quarter. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And the timing a bit off that time as that one falls to the ground.
We always talk about receivers. If the ball hits your hand, you're supposed to haul it in, but it is hard to adjust to a pass thrown a little bit behind you.
That one was all the momentum going forward. Couldn't contort his body back to grab it. After the incompletion, they'll try once more from the 20-yard line on 2nd and 10. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. And he's brought down at the 24 after a gain of 4.
Well, that was an okay hook up there with his tight end, but unfortunately, they didn't get the kind of yards they had hoped for. That's going to bring up 3rd down.
They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Give it big credit for his coverage right there, because when he saw the route break deep, he stayed in position to prevent a completion while avoiding any risk of a flag.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. He's got his target. That's complete. And he is going to have a Jags first down as they find a way to convert there on 4th and 6. The time to pull out the stops is now, and they convert there on 4th down. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Up the middle, here's Taylor. And boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain. They've called his number a lot this afternoon. You wonder how much tread is left on those tires.
We certainly do, but I always think back to one of my favorite coaches in the NFL. And he used to have a meeting with his running backs every year in the offseason and say, look, as many times as you're going to carry the ball, you should be able to carry it one more time, so make sure you get in shape.
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. Over the middle, complete. That's Lewis. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. 12 yards there as they keep this drive rolling. It's another first down.
Well, every drive from here out is definitely crucial and critical. They know that they need to get at least 3 here to get it back to a 1-score game. But I can't imagine that in their huddle that they're thinking at all about getting a field goal. They want to get into the end zone and then try and get the ball back again.
It'll go down as a gain of 6, and that'll make it 2nd down.
Now that's staying ahead of the chains. Really good pickup on 1st down, hitting the tight end there. Now it brings up a 2nd and manageable.
Just found a hole in that zone. From just across the midfield stripe, here's a 2nd down and 4. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. He'll get this one into the hands of Lewis. And he's out of bounds as he gets this down to the 45. It'll be a pickup of 4, good enough to earn him yet another first down.
And he's the epitome of what we call the move tight end, a guy that you can line up anywhere, in the slot, out wide, in tight, doesn't really matter because he has such great skills. You want to utilize him in all aspects of your passing offense.
And there he was in the slot for the catch. They'll look to throw again.
This could be the start of a nice stand from this defense now after getting walked backwards on this drive. Come through with another one here, and you have them staring at a 3rd and long, and that puts the defense in a position to dictate to the offense.
Now a 2nd and 10. They'll set up to throw. And his throw here's incomplete.
His back has been a dependable safety valve all game, so he went back to him when his first read was covered. Just unable to connect, so the play results in no gain.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. Looking to throw. And too much juice. It'll be out of bounds, incomplete.
When you're leading in the final quarter, your radar has to be up for any potential deep shots. And probably not the last one they're going to see in this game, not as long as they hold this lead.
The 3 straight incompletions, they don't care. That hasn't dissuaded them. They're going to go for it on 4th. Got to try it here. He's back to throw. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. The Jags come up empty on 4th down. And this long drive is going to wind up yielding nothing. So they really needed points here in a 2-score game. Could not come away with anything there on 4th.
And while we know they're a little bit discouraged here, they can't check out of this game. You and I have called a good number of games over the course of our career where we've seen these types of situations. Teams get the ball back, and that miracle does occur. So they can't let that dream go just yet. They have to get stout on defense here.
Yeah, right now really hoping for a turnover. So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10 at the 45. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Brandon, you know how many times we've done games, and at the start of the 4th quarter, we see both teams hold up the 4 fingers. 4th quarter is ours. Well, how about this drive? You saw the 4 fingers for 4-minute offense, and this offensive line has really hunkered down and established themselves.
Now, this is where they say, put the game on our shoulders, we'll lead the way, right?
No doubt about it, and let me tell you, if you're a running back, all you want to do is get behind those big fellas, have a little vision, and find some space.
And a solid way to do that on the first play of the drive there. It'll go as a gain of 4. And just like that, it's 3rd down.
The defense was ready for the back to leak out and even had a second player waiting to double him up. If you're going to commit to doubling a back, you better prevent a completion, but give him credit. Extra determination, extra effort, turn it into a successful play.
Here's Moon. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. That one good for 24 yards.
But when you're up by 2 scores in the 4th quarter and you're going to throw the football, expect to see a lot of man coverage, because usually what comes along with man coverage is pressure. So if you're a play caller and you want to keep throwing the football, that's fine. Just make sure your offensive line understands they're going to get additional guys running at the quarterback.
Coming up to the line, and they will need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. They'll run up the middle with Campbell. And a strong run there as he'll maneuver his way down inside the 15. 89 yards for him on the ground now on that, his 20th carry of the ball game. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. Again, they run with Campbell. And he'll be taken down here at about the 11. The Jaguars going to go ahead and use the first timeout. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. Have to imagine this will be on the ground as well as they come up 2nd and 7. A give, running left is Campbell. And he is going to lose yardage here. And quickly we're going to get another stop here with 1:54 left as they call the timeout defensively. Seventh play of the drive forthcoming on 3rd and 8. Moon to throw. Working the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. The Jaguars now will use the last of their timeouts, and they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down. And we'll see if the defense wants to stop it as they take the knee. If nothing else, they've already taken a couple minutes off the clock here already as they come up second down. They go up the middle with Campbell. Give him right around 4 on the carry. We'll see if they want to keep pounding here on 3rd and goal. I'm assuming they're keeping this football on the ground, right?
I would think so, because you're looking at the clock. That's in your favor. You look at the geography of the field, right, where you are. That's in your favor as well. Keep it on the ground. Keep pounding. Run that clock down. You got everything working in your direction.
So he'll take a knee here to wrap this one up, and he's going to want to keep that game ball. He was sensational.
Listen, anytime you take a knee to end a game, that means you've won it. So it doesn't matter whether it's home or on the road, but there's something a little extra special about doing it in front of your home crowd, isn't there?
And the home crowd applauding. They're happy with what they've seen. Chalk this one up in the left-hand column for a win.
Yeah, that's right. Head to the locker room, throw the wristbands in the crowd for the kids, your gloves, your towels. Get to share it with the home team.
Well, partner, you and I were excited for this one today, and certainly had its moments. Some good execution at times by both of these offenses. Defenses both made some plays as well. And always a joy to be up here in the booth next to you, my friend.
Yeah, it's a privilege to be up here in the booth next to you as well. Thanks for taking the time, and let's go ahead and get ready for our next one, right? I'll see you in the film room. Get that preparation started now.
So that'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. The Titans are winners here as we say so long from Nashville.